Hi, and welcome to Priscilla's Paper Crafts. This is my cards by mail instructions on how to put together one of your cards. This one is the Jar of Ferns card, and this is the card we're going to be making. When you got your packet, you should have gotten an envelope with some card pieces in it. There's a Whisper White thick cardstock card base, along with a piece of shaded spruce and a little smaller piece of Whisper White. And then you should have a little packet of some elements like so, which we're going to be using to put our card together. So let me pull these out and we'll get started. Okay, I'm going to put this one aside. We're going to start by taking your Whisper White cardstock and we're going to just stamp an image down in the corner here, so that you can see it's going to be your greeting. And for this one, I am using butterfly wishes, the birthday wishes here. But I think everybody's got a little bit different. I'm just trying to make sure I'm in my camera here. Everybody's got a little bit different sentiment. You can use whatever you like. It just needs to fit down in the lower right corner here. I'm using shaded spruce ink. So we'll take our cardstock, ink up my stamp, and this is just going to go right down in this corner, like so. And then, this is pretty easy to get started. We're just going to take your adhesive of choice, whatever you would like, something flat. It can be snail adhesive, it can be Tombow liquid glue, which is what I'm going to be using. You can use the new Stamp and Seal adhesive, whatever you like, just flat. Mini glue dots would work as well. You just want to add some adhesive, and this is going to go right onto your shaded spruce cardstock with a teeny skinny border all the way around. Just like so. Now this is kind of a fun card. You're going to take your jar and just don't glue it down yet, just kind of get an idea as to where you want that. And then you're going to start with your largest fern. You may have a piece that needs to come out of there, like this. So this one now is going to go here, and I'm just going to take a tiny bit of adhesive. And again, I still like to use my multi-purpose liquid glue. And I'm just going to dot a few little dots on here. Glue dots would also work well for this if that's what you have, but you don't need too many, just something to stick it down. And I'm just going to put that one right here. Next, we're going to take our Whisper White die cuts. This was from the sunflower dies that I cut for you. And again, we're just going to take a little bit of adhesive, just a little bit of adhesive. On these. And stick this down, again kind of figuring where your jar will be. Just like that. Now we're going to take our piece of gold. We have a gold element. This came from the butterfly, detailed butterfly dies. And this one, for this, I'm going to, let me take a piece of scrap paper here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of snail adhesive along the bottom of this. You don't need a lot, just something just to kind of stick it down there. And this is just going to come up through the center, like so. And then you have two little mint macaron die cuts. Oops. Here they are. Again, we just need a little bit of adhesive towards the bottom. And for this one, I want to put my jar back on here because I don't want it to come out looking like it's like outside of the jar. So I just kind of want to stick one down here. And then I'll stick my other one right like so. Now you're going to take this piece of beautiful gold twine. You'll notice that I knotted the edges. That's because this twine can fray. I love the frayed look once it's tied and done, but I didn't want it to fray for what we're doing. So if you have a longer piece of frayed area here, you may just want to trim that off. Just leave the knot where it is. You don't want these pieces to show. And on the back of your jar, the jar has been embossed with the subtle embossing folder. On the back of your jar, you're going to put some adhesive right near the top, just along the edge here. And that's how we're going to wrap our gold twine. Just stick it on here, and then you're going to wrap it around here like 3 times. Oops. Yes, stick it on. There. And then we're going to wrap it around about 3 times. And it should come right back, and just stick it on the back. And then if it happens to be a little bit too long, you can just trim that off. Just like that. But there you have a little wrapping for your jar. Your jar is going to go on with Stampin' Dimensionals. Hey. You're making me look bad. Stick there. There we go. And you're just going to take like 2 Stampin' Dimensionals, and you might want to put one over that misbehaving twine, one near the bottom. There. And then this is just going to go right over your beautiful bouquet of flowers, or ferns, like that. And now we have something kind of fun. Let me move this. I gave you a couple of little flowers. And for those, we're going to take teeny tiny pieces of dimensional. These are the mini Stampin' Dimensionals, and I cut some in half, like so. And I'm going to use some tweezers here. Take your pick tool would also work, except that I like to be able to grab these a little bit. And you're just going to take this little tiny piece of dimensional and put this on the back. But if this is like more work than you feel like doing, just use some adhesive and stick them down. It's not going to matter. And this is just going to go, put these on your flowers, wherever you'd like them. You have 3. Oops. And you can put them wherever you want in your little bouquet. And as I said, if you just stick it down with glue, it'll be fine too. And one more. There we go. And we'll put one up here, like that. Now we're just going to add this to the front of the card. This just gets stuck down with your adhesive, whether you use your liquid glue or your Tombow, your choice. We're just going to stick that down. Look at how pretty and crisp that looks. And then for a final little bit of fun, I sent you 3 teeny tiny little pearls. And these, actually I like to use my paper snips. And these are going to just go right in the center of your little pink flowers. Yeah, it's a lot easier said than done. Okay, here we go. And they just go right in the center of your flower. And there's the last one. And that is your card. You can just open that up and put a nice sentiment on the inside, and you're all set. This is a card that can be used for a lot of different reasons, so I think it's just a nice one for birthdays, for a sympathy. It could even be used for an anniversary. So whatever sentiment you choose to use is up to you. But that's our second card. Thanks for coming back, and I'll have another one for you in a minute.